Hey there, Stream 104. Sorry for the late start today. So I am going to be starting work on something a little bit different within the still within the realm of my All Realms game. It's going to be code versioning. So what is code versioning? So I want to be able to upgrade a server's code without taking the game down. So for example, I might have 3 servers in the server cluster, and I might take the first server down, upgrade its code, put it back up. Take server 2 down, upgrade its code, put it back up. And the third server down, change its code, put it back up. And that would get a seamless software upgrade for the server end without any player disruption. Because each server, as it is taken down, we would migrate all the clients from that to the other servers. So that's the general idea. And actually, while I was at it, I came up with a list of the major systems within the game. So I'm going to try to refine this a bit, and probably what I'll do is each time I stream, kind of focus on one system, and make a keyword for each of these, and then I can put in the stream title so that if people really don't care about that particular game system, they don't have to watch. Or if they do care, they can look out for that keyword. So, for example, I've been working a lot on these first 2 lately. The replication of state, otherwise called server clustering, and then persistence, sort of saving state changes to a disk as a series of commands. So I guess today would be the third system, code versioning. So upgrading, downgrading servers, version parole, and server self-policing. So upgrading, downgrading servers is pretty straightforward, but what is version parole? I have this anticipation that when I introduce really bad bugs that cause the server to crash, I'll want to have this. Hey there, KHPS official. So yeah, the new versions that I put up on the servers, I kind of want to start them in a parole situation, as in perhaps they do not handle client requests directly, they just handle some background work. Or maybe they just shadow another server, so they do what another server does, and for a period of time, it doesn't have to be that long, maybe just a few minutes, it would sort of be monitored to see if it operates correctly, and then it'd be taken out of parole and allowed to handle client requests and such. And then server self-policing is another idea where the servers are constantly talking to each other. They could also be checking each other for validity, and if one server figures out that another server did something wrong, it might report that server to the orchestrator or to the rest of the cluster, and then that would be our signal to take it offline and restore the previous version. So yeah, that's the idea for this system in the game. Hey there, Blue. So eventually, to have a correct and complete game, we'll need every one of these systems implemented. I only really have these top 2. We're going to be working on this a bit today, and then as each of these gets filled in, we'll have a more and more complete game. So, versioning scheme. So the idea is, like I have here in the notes, that I might make a new build of the game. I'm going to want to zip it up into a file and send it to the server. So I want it to be forwarded to the orchestrators because they are the ones that replace the code. And I want them to kind of have a registry of the code for each version, and we can be able to select the right version we want to run. And so I had some previous work that constructed these packages. I want to kind of scavenge through that to see what I can reuse. And then I have this list of operations I want to be able to do. I guess these would be operations from the admin console. I want to be able to upload a zip file with a new version of the game server, list and remove versions if I want, and then tell the cluster I want that guy to run the new version, basically. And here's the sequence: you remove it from the cluster, you upgrade its files, and you add it back. Yes, this is the famous documentation. So it's all public on my OneNote. So there's the link for today, and there's the link in general, and the description of the game I'm going to be trying to make with this is there. So, and then I have some things I want to keep in mind as I'm doing this. that if, I think I already touched on this for the parole idea, if a server crashes, we might want the orchestrator to make a note of that so we can kind of mark unstable versions, perhaps just skip them or remove them. Because a lot of this is going to happen after I deploy, and maybe I'm not even watching, and it might crash. When I'm not watching, I kind of want it to be semi-automated in that it will mark a version as potentially bad and kind of go back to the previous version if there's trouble. And then, yeah, basically that. So let's start by looking at some of the old code that I had. I had it in this other project. So the this is the one. I had it in a component called packaging. Below is all that. Packaging. Make package. Here we go. So this is actually not C++. It's Python. Yeah, so I had a function to zip a whole directory. That's exactly what I want. So yeah, how am I going to use this? I need to think. I think what I'll do is have this be part of a deploy step that I would trigger through a command. So I would run a command and it would call this function to zip everything up and then connect to the server cluster and forward it to the orchestrators. So let's just take this entire file and I'll go back. Does this deserve to be in its own folder? I guess so. So let's make a new folder. Call it deployment. And then a new file. Make package, py. Paste all that code there. All right, so so I had not written this from scratch. It was from a Stack Overflow answer. Let me update the copyright stuff. Doesn't matter which file I pulled this from, but I wanted to pull the actual Unicode symbol for copyright and put it there. And we're going to be updating it this year. Okay, so this part I think I'm going to leave as is. It's probably fine. Actually, maybe this whole thing is fine. Let's test it out, I guess. So if that's, oh, hold on, that's not the deployment. Actually, let's pretend that it was. So I would do Python deployment packaging, make package. And what are the arguments? Archive name, so package.zip base directory, so that would be orchestrator. Other zip files, none. This work? Gonna do its thing. All right, so what did that give me? Package.zip. I think it works. Ship it. Okay. Forward to one of the orchestrators. See, I'm wondering, do I want to make the entire tool in Python? If I did, then I'd have to have WebSocket stuff in Python. I don't know. So maybe I'll think about this. Make deployment tool completely in Python. If so, need to research WebSockets, how to do in Python. If not, I'd make a Frankenstein tool that probably the main thing would be in Python, but it would use other programs. So some other program that would connect to the cluster and upload the new version. I guess we can do those steps sort of one at a time manually as right now. So to make a deployment, let me make a new script that has all the files I would want. So what's kind of like stage, right? So maybe it would be w package. So let's say, yeah, these are essentially the files I want. So instead of staging it there, let's stage it in root. Stage. Actually, hold on. Yeah, let's see what this does. So copy them to the stage and then run Python root. Actually, the root is not. Yeah, the root is there. Okay, got it. Good. Root doesn't have a slash after it though. Wait, so root deployment make package. I'm already forgetting what I called the dang thing. Make package, yeah. And it is the name of the package, so I don't know, package.zip, lack of a better name for now. So right now I'm just sort of prototyping things. So I don't have to have the correct names. Package, what did I do? Oh, it's the directory and then the package name. Okay. So stage, package name, and oh, hold on. No, I'm dumb. Python, then the name of the script. Then the package name. Then the stage. All right, let's try that out. So W package. Okay, I need to make the directory, I suppose. I forget exactly how to do this. Is it just make dir with an argument? I don't want it to complain if it already exists. Test it. Yeah. Is it P? It's one of these. That's not it. I get my my Windows and my Linux confused. When in doubt, look it up. So Windows make dir if. Oh, I think I remember how I did this. I did the if not existing trick, which was in here. If not exist. Yeah. Hold on. Wait a minute. It should have made the stage. Oh, right. It needs to be a directory. So if not exist stage, make dir stage. There we go. Okay. And do we need the stage when we're done? Probably not, so we can just remove it. I forget how to do that again. Hey there, Buff Siegel. How's it going? Chill with me today? Well, thank you very much. I'm just prototyping out a bit of tooling for packaging up a version of the server code and uploading it to the cluster and having it there so I could have it selected for use in on the game. So it's sort of the deployment part of my DevOps, which I do have a command for. Because Adam was working on DevOps a lot, and people were asking me, well, what's your DevOps going to be? Hey there, Rally Monkey. So, what is that? There's a way to remove a tree of files cleanly, right? Utf-8 directory tree and contents. Is it /s? Yes. S. Cool. We don't need the stage when we're done. Okay, so W package. No, I'm not sure. What does it do? Is that... Hold on, let me remove... I'm going to guess it's... Actually, I'm not going to guess. I'm going to see which command it's going to... It complains... It asks me about. It's the removing. Okay, so I need to do the quiet mode. There we go. There we go. And that package has only the files you want, right? Yep. That's what I want. Or do I? Do I want it to be in a directory? I guess not. Trying to rewrite your toggle plugin in Rust. Oh, cool. You've been learning Rust? A couple other streamers I've seen work in Rust. It looks different enough that I can't really read it like right off the bat. I can only get the rough gist of what they're doing, and that's, excuse me, that's about it. Okay. We have a packaging tool. Okay, so let's do, think about this. Upload is going to be tricky because these are large files. I can't just send them in one message. It would, well, actually, why not? Why can't I just send it as one huge message? I can actually see what happens. That'd be interesting. Rust is interesting. Cool. Okay, so upload version. I'm not going to do test-driven development. I'm just prototyping here. So this would be something I would do in the admin console. So I guess I'm going to make another dropdown. Let's rename this, I guess. Actually, all this is good. Let's build this into that. Too many parameters. I must wrap it. Hey there, Bugfound. How's it going? Wave. There we go. Okay, so I'm adding these. I'm going to put them down in here. Do it. Just do it. And then, because I want to reuse this make drop zone. Oh, I should be starting the starting process for what do we call it? NPM start. It is a lengthy one. I should just have it start that while I'm in the background while I'm working. Comma. Okay, so I guess we're making another one. So config was not config. It is package. Package. Except, what's the MIME for zips? Zip MIME. Is it it's application zip or something like that, right? Application /zip or application octet stream. Which one's better? Is it application zip? Huh. All right. Application zip sounds like the most correct thing to me. On drop, on package dropped. Let's say server package. And I don't need that button. We'll make this one a package. All right, so let's put it in here somewhere. So my apologies about my React skills being very noob level. I'm still React pleb. Yeah, it won't compile because I messed up. What did I do wrong? It's a reserved word. What? Okay, so what? Server package? Can I use that, please? Yes. Yeah, so my React is sort of pleb level. It's got absolutely no flair or nice CSS, but it is what it is. Okay, so let's run the cluster. W do it. Run the cluster and I can see the log, and the idea is I'm going to be adding something for uploading a new package of code. Where am I going to put this guy? Maybe below cluster status? Right. Let's give him some style at least. So that's app. What was it? I already forget what I called it. App package. Apology accepted, Captain Nita. App package. I want a border on the top, so margin top. How about 2 M's? Okay. And I should be able to, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, should be able to click that and pick the package. I should probably be looking at the log to make sure I actually have a package there. And I know I'm going to have errors because I forgot to make those functions. What's this? I don't know what that means. I think it has nothing to do with what I just did, unless it has to do with this, which I made a copy of, which might be why I have 2 of them. This upload's going to fail, right? It doesn't even do anything. Well, let's print some stuff. Because I don't have a function named that. On upload package on package dropped. Where am I going to put this stuff? Oh, actually, let's copy him. He's going to be on package dropped. Let's put it here. So on package dropped. Blah, blah, blah. We're not going to parse it, though. It's going to be package. I can't use package, can I? Okay, package. Server package, right? Let's just log for now. Console dot log package ready. This is how you do it. It's a length function. Bytes. Yeah, we're not going to do any of that. We're just going to do this for now. All right, so click it, pick the package. It didn't work. It didn't work. Is it because it's, oh no, it should have worked. Why didn't it work? Okay, let's name it here. Let's see if my button is working. Okay. Some reason, maybe it's the type is not right. How would I find this out? Try octet stream instead. Hold on, let me look up this drop zone guy. Look at the documentation, right? Drop zone. Is that what I'm using? React drop zone. All right, run. It's the accept prop. Maybe I just need to remove the accept. I kind of only wanted to accept zip files, though. I don't like this documentation so much. Like, where's the documentation for drop zone? I mean, is it here? Okay, props and methods, there we go. Accept. My type is not reliable. Okay, so I can give it an array. I'm gonna guess this application octet stream. Why did it add that crap to it? I don't know. It's confused. Is it because I can't? Oh, probably because I can't do that. Now it might work, right? I don't think it worked. I can get that full list from back here. So it could be these also. These errors are bugging me. I'm maybe gonna go look at those in a second. Okay, so it got through. But length is not a function. Oh, it's file reader. No, wait a minute. Yeah, what is the result of a file reader? Let's look it up. Console work a little bit because I need to add in a mechanism. I thought this would be the quickest way to add an upload mechanism. What I'm doing today is working on code versioning. So I just did this, or not that. I did this, so I scavenged some old work I had to a little Python script that zips up all the files I want to put up on the server. I just need to have an operation to upload that. Really, it's upload version package. Upload the package, and then later all of these commands. But I just want to get it up to the cluster right now. So quickest way would be to just have a button in the admin console to do it. And apparently I can't do a length right there because, well, hold on. I can just look at it, right? What is it? It's just a huge ass string. I can't get the length of a string. This is how new I am at JavaScript. I don't know if I can get the length of a string. I am pathetic. Okay, anyway. Figure this out. Yeah, length. I guess. Hold on. I should just look this up. Which one am I using? I'm just doing result. What does this mean? The result types are described below. Huh. So it's just a JavaScript string, right? So JavaScript length of string. I'm so new, I have to look this up. I apologize. Yeah, bug found's right, I'm sure. Yep. Okay, so that was going to be my guess if I had to guess. So it'd just be that. I just want to see it got into the console without being like screwed up in any way. The length is a quick thing I can check, right? Console. 1,683,000. What's the real length? I don't know. I need a console to check it. Oops, I opened too many consoles. Close that guy. Yes. One. Okay, the length matches exactly. So I think we're good. Use the console in the browser to check stuff like that. So you're saying, well, I'd have to put a breakpoint there, right? And then just check the length. I'm totally new at this. Okay, so anyway, we have it ready. I need to put it somewhere. Let us put it in the state. Is that a good place to put it? Where have I been stashing the config? Oh, I have been stashing it there. So, packet server package. Empty string for now. Okay, it's been a while. Okay, cool. I don't need a thing when it's done. I can just do it. Just do it! Server package, server package. Actually, I can shortcut this, can't I? And do that. Alright. So, I really want to fix those. Can connect React, and then I can see it in my state. It's friggin' huge. But it's there. All right, and then upload. What does it do? It would have uploaded it. Okay, so what I really want to do for this is what? I could send it as a text message. It'll get properly escaped and all that good stuff, right? What happens if I do that? Let's see. What could go wrong? So sort of similar to on upload configuration. Upload package. So yeah, new. How about package upload? Upload package. So I'll have other things in here. It's like version number. Actually, shouldn't I just get that? I should get that from the package somehow. I had to think through this later, what I want to do. But for now, it's just going to be this.state.server package. So what happens when I do that? I'm going to overwhelm server 11 and cause it to lose leadership. Upload. Did something. Network. Which one's the right socket? This one? Ooh, it's hung. What's going on? That is normal. Did I just hang the thing? Oh, no, it just took a long time. It was probably preparing to show me exactly all of the bytes in that frame, but there it is. So it's a very large frame, and Chrome is completely like frozen trying to print it out. Yeah, I know it's C++. Normally, but a little bit of JavaScript. I'll get back to the C++ in a bit. Actually, you know what I could do? I could just fix that right now. It's C++ / React / yeah, C++ / React. There we go. I fixed it. I wasn't planning on doing React. It just kind of naturally came down to something I would use. Okay, this is really broken though. Like, I totally hose this because of this huge message. Maybe I stopped looking at the debug tools. I can't even close the debug tools. Maybe it's probably not meant to have huge frames like that. Hey there, Romani. Hey. I just added a button to my admin console so I can get a zip file into the server cluster, and discovered that it really slows down the what do you call this? The developer tools. So it sent a 2 meg frame. It's interesting. I don't really want to click things because I know it's just going to take a long time to see it. What if I hit timing? I see I clicked on frames again, and now it's trying to render 2.5 million bytes long message. Okay, let's leave it. So let's flip back to C++. C++ end would be in the realm server. We're gonna add a new command just for now to recover the thing. So where would that be? I'm just prototyping, so I'm not doing test-driven development right now. Coordinator, and then I have my command table. Where is that command table? Where are you, son? Hold on, did I put it here? No, it's in engine. In my trusty engine. Here it is. Chop it up and send it to smaller chunks. Well, that's what WebSocket already does for me. So I don't need to worry about that. It's the tools in Chrome that are having a fit. But if I just go back to React, it should be fine. It has no trouble with this. It just actually just truncates it. It says, I don't want to show you any more of that. But if I were to go to the console and get the... Actually, can you inspect state through the console? That's a good question I'd have. Probably not, right? Anyway, enough wondering about that. I'm going to add a command here called, that matches what I had in the JavaScript. Upload package. So upload package. On upload package. So we're just prototyping again, not test-driven development. So I'm not going to bother with comments and crap like that. I'm just going to do something. So it's going to arrive as JSON, right? So server package. Right, so I want a string out of this. Zip. And let's just print it out for now. So, hold on. Oh yeah, these are in the anonymous namespace, so I gotta prefix everything. I was thinking about going back and making this table like the one I made yesterday, where it's pointers to members, so I wouldn't have to do this double indirection every single time. Diagnostic sender dot send formatted message. Let's make it level 3, and we'll say received a server package of bytes. And I just want to make sure I recover. We'll be checking the size first. Next, I'll be checking the a hash of it. So server, it's length. Does anyone else than you find it weird that height 100% doesn't work in CSS unless the position is set for the element? I don't know enough about JavaScript, so I'm not even qualified to answer that. I need to make this its own name, right? So that was on upload package. Yeah, the first link of the day is slow. It's not all cached in RAM. This usually takes like only a couple seconds. Now it took 13 seconds. All right. So I'm just going to do the quick and dirty restart the cluster approach. Now let us prepare and upload it. Oh, huh. It lost leadership. Okay, so why would that happen? And it didn't actually print out that it received it yet. Maybe it hasn't received it completely yet. I might have broke it. Oh, wait a minute, no, this is sending it to 10. Yeah, I wonder why I had a leadership change. Huh. Well, it didn't send it, or it didn't receive it. Try a smaller file. We'll make a smaller file. Hold on, I can just go to this script and rem out the actual code, right? Now I can package. Okay, now it's only 4K. Let's try that. So huh. It's not doing it. Oops, I did. Ah, shoot. It should have sent it though. Only now my Chrome is hosed. Okay, we'll open a new tab. Why not? I want to see network. Refresh, please. Where's my socket connection? There it is. So there's the messages. Now let me upload that teeny tiny zip file. Upload. There's the upload. Okay. But it's not printing anything. I messed something up. Type upload package. Yeah, I wonder what's going on. It should have printed it. Let me print something out for every single message to make sure it's actually getting there. So, received message type. Actually, why do I have data here? That's a bug. The type. Oh, no comma. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, it is using C++11. Thanks, bug found, for the answering the question. Well, I was hyper focused on problem here. I kind of just tune out chat for a little bit. Okay, do it. Let's try this again. So, put the package in there. Upload it. Oh, okay, the type isn't in there. What did I do wrong? Oh, hold on. I think I might know why. Did I not? I did stringify it as JSON. What did I do wrong here? Oh, no. Oh, yeah, here it is. Upload package. Let's remove this for now. What happens if I... There we go. Upload package upload. Huh. So maybe it's something wrong with the escape stuff in WebSockets. Where's the other one? Oh. Oh. It would have been which one? We'll put it back and see what it was. See, I thought that the JSON stringify would properly escape that, but maybe there's a bug in my WebSocket or JSON stuff. Entirely possible. Okay, so here it is. Okay, I mean, that should be okay. I mean, it's friggin' huge, but it's properly delimited. Huh. It's not getting through. Yeah, it thinks it's what, not a valid JSON? Let's print out the raw message on the other end before reading it as JSON. So this might be a mistake, but let us print out the actual data. Do it. Upload. Okay, there it was. Why is it sent? Oh, we're seeing the RAF messages in there too. Okay, here is the raw message. Oh, it escaped it as Unicode. Ah, interesting. So I'm guessing it's my JSON parser because it's there, right? Oh, wait a minute. That is the diagnostic message. Yeah, I think it's in how I'm parsing Unicode escape sequences. Because it didn't grok that as JSON, even though it should have. Interesting. So that's actually a pretty challenging thing to do, right? To correctly unescape that. It's not even making it back through the diagnostic system. Interesting bug. Let me fix it. I like interesting bugs. So I really want to see that directly from the Realm server. So let me run the Realm server manually. So to do that, I got to go to the build orchestrator. I got to go to this directory where it runs from and just run it the way that the orchestrator would. And then it's going to be a lot of chatter. Actually, I could do it without even having the whole full cluster up, right? I can just upload it now. Boom. There we go. There it was. Actually, I can also debug this, right? So I can say if the length is really long, and then we'll set a breakpoint. So if data.length is greater than 1,000, let's do something innocuous like, I don't know, diagnostic message. Put that in there. Then we'll run this in the debugger. Hold on. When I make a change to the code, I actually have to tell the orchestrator to stage it like this. Then I can run it manually. Put a breakpoint there. Now upload. There's the breakpoint. So let's look at this data. It's got these Unicode escape sequences. I must not be decoding them correctly, so let's step into this from encoding and find out why. I have a bug in my UTF perhaps. So look at the encoding before the trim. It's going to be impossible. It's all Unicode code points. Would you be able to send the zip as a binary frame? Yeah. It would probably be more efficient, right? It's exploding to 9,000 characters. So I'm just prototyping this. And right now, I was prototyping it. Now I think I have a bug in either my Unicode decoder or in my JSON decoder. And I'd really like to fix that. So, slight diversion. Actually, that's a good question. Can you send it from JavaScript? I don't know. Probably can. How am I sending it now? I'm just with send JSON. I think you can send anything. Oh, wait a minute. No, send is going to be a text message. So the question is, can you send a binary frame? Let's look it up. So JavaScript WebSocket. Well, there's that. But it says it's used by the connection. Send is what I want to look at. Where's send? Sends data. Okay, so if I made it an array buffer, which I could do with the file reader, right? Turn it into an array buffer, it would send it as a binary frame, probably. It doesn't say so, but that's what I'm going to guess. Yeah, so instead of sending it as a string, I would probably send it as an array buffer, and it would get the correct type. Which is probably what I'll eventually do. If you don't mind bigger size, you can send base 64. Yeah, base 64 over it. Sure. Those are all great ideas. I really want to get this bug fixed, though. So let's see what happens. Maybe it's something in the... it's probably in the string part, right? $7,684, and how long is the encoding? 7,685. So it found the delimiters. Or, hold on. No, that's just trimming the white space off. 7685. Okay, didn't trim anything. And now it is re-encoding it. So it really just should be the same as the input. It's not. So I screwed something up in the Unicode. Oh wait, but no, hold on. I need to look back at the call stack and see what the size of the where are we? Size of the string was. 9864. And okay, so it's probably okay. It's probably not the Unicode then. Have you ever built an interface which would allow you to automate another software without having to access the source code? I'm not sure what you mean by automate another software. You mean control it? Well, sure. If the other software in question has a published interface, I mean, do that a lot, right? But if you're saying like you don't have access to any kind of API, documentation, or source code, no, that would be reverse engineering, right? I've never really done that. Okay, I see other older chat asking if I'm thinking about using C++20 later. Yeah, I'm thinking about moving to C++17 next, and then maybe 20. So, but 11 for now. Okay, I'm thinking that it's something to do with this. Actually, let's see if it gets past this. Okay, so it got into the object part. Come on, step into my code, please. Here we go. I wonder if this is probably horribly inefficient, isn't it, for large strings? I really should try to think about optimizing that. Well, hold on. Optimize when I see that it's slow, right? Parses object, so we should see various keys, right? So should expect, actually let's put everything on all the return points and just tell it to go. So what is the key? You're planning to automate an application used for engineering. Yes, you do not have access to documentation. Yeah, reverse engineering. I mean, it could be fun, I suppose. I've never really done it because it's, if you don't have experience in it, it's sort of a trial and error, like time consuming operation. Actually, I have looked at assembly language to try to figure out what something was doing. I guess you could say that, but that's access to the code. You said no access to the code. Do you have access to the assembly language, like the executable, or is it like a black box you can't even look into? Type. Okay, so we got the type and the encoded value. Okay, the encoded value is good. So the next type was zip. Actually, here's where I want to see what the encoded value is. Is it because it sees a comma in the value and thinks that that's the... I wonder if it's that. So what's this encoded? Yeah, the encoded value is too small. I'm wondering if that's the problem. It sees a comma in the middle of the string and it stops. Key. Yeah, it's really confused. Yeah, so I think it saw a comma. That's going to be my guess. Let's try it again. Do it again. Go. Do. Zip, okay. Software costs around $500. Ooh, yeah, I don't know. Sounds like a tough job, I'm sorry. Okay, yes, I want the value. I want to see this parse value. Let's actually go to that. I wonder if it's just as dumb as what I think it is. No, it should have gone into there. Let's see what's going on. So there's the expected delimiters. It's the code points. 7,600 of them. And now it's looping through. The first one will be a string delimiter, so we push that. Now we're inside a string. Hold on, so what's going on here? Is that? Oh, what if it's an escaped string? I'll probably see that, right? So let's see what happens. No, it went through them. Wait a minute. Oh, it saw that. Shoot, I think I know what it is. It's probably a double quote that's escaped inside of the string, and it didn't skip it. You would have thought I would have a test case for this, but I guess not. All right, let's try it again. Upload. Go. Yeah, it's probably on that break. Yep. Okay, so yeah, I don't know how far into it is. Do I? Huh, it only got 7 characters into it, and then it saw the double quote. Is that right? I should be able to see that in the original encoding. Or the original string. This data. So, type upload package zip. So there's the opening double quote, and then is that it? That's a different character. It looks like a quote. No, it was 7 in, right? One, two, three. Oh, wait a minute. This is a Unicode, so no, it's escaped Unicode. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, it's not seeing. I'm confused. You only saw 7 code points. Hmm. Yeah, it's really tough for me to debug this because we're looking at Unicode code points, not characters. But that 58 is the Unicode code point for a double quote. And it's seeing that. The problem is I'm not seeing it here. It gets all the way to zip and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't see 58 here. Wait a minute. Oh, the delimiter was the colon? Oh, I think I know what I'm debugging the wrong point. It hasn't gotten. Yeah, I'm just being dumb. Remove those breakpoints. We need to actually get down to where it's encoding the value. Let's remove all these breakpoints and just hit go. So the key is what? I want the key to be zip type. So go again. Key is zip. Okay. $350 code points in. Okay. I can probably see that. I just have to remember to go from the start of the string and go 350 characters in. Will this show me that? So the start of the string is right here, 30. So 30 plus 350, right? So 380. Oh, did I get that wrong? I think it does apply it to personal use. When they say you're not allowed to disassemble, decompile, they don't want you to reverse engineer it. Hold on. So, did I get that number wrong? 350 from the beginning of the data. So 380, right? Because it starts on character number 30. I'm not seeing 58 anywhere near here. Okay, what's at 30? Oh, it wasn't 58, was it? It's a double quote, which is the 34. So it's really from here. Do we see actually, are these the code points? We see 80, 75, 92. Yeah, 80, 75, 92. And it gets down to, so it sees a 44 as a comma. Oh, it's a comma. Comma's one of the delimiters, so there's multiple delimiters? Hold on. Oh yeah, we're going to the comma. Duh. So it's a comma inside of a string, that's the problem. They'll probably see that comma right there, right? If I just was not such of a derp this morning. So from 31, go 350 more, 380 something. How come I'm not seeing it? Oh, because these are Unicode, right? I think these are being interpreted as Unicode characters, raw Unicode characters, which as it should be. Why does this have Unicode codes in there mixed with, I mean, escaped Unicode in there with raw Unicode? Why is that? I mean, this is sent to me by this, right? I should see it here. Yeah, there's Unicode in there. How do I see that better? PK 3, 4, 14. And then we get down to here and there's some unescaped Unicode in there. I can't see that though. This doesn't go wide enough for me to see. What if I go full screen? You guys won't be able to see this, but... Oh, yeah, there are some unescaped codes in there. How do I show that? How do I zoom? Yeah, if I do that, and then there's some unescaped codes in there, Unicode codes. And this is before it leaves JavaScript. I guess my code's not expecting to see that. But anyway, I think it is a bug because it should not, it should be skipping that comma. Oh, hold on. It probably saw what it thought was a double quote, right? Let's pull that back to size. Yes, only if it popped off the delimiter. Oh, hold on. Let me see. Okay, I think I want to check one more thing. Send it again. And then go down to there, and then I want to see where this happens. 15 points in. Okay, so I should be able to see that. That's not that hard to see. Data. So 15 plus 31 is 46. Wait a minute. Oh, is that the Unicode code for a double quote? No, it shouldn't be looking at that though. These escape sequences, it should just not be interpreting. It should not be unescaping these yet. So I don't understand. It sees a code point 34, which is a double quote, right? Yep. It sees a double quote 15 characters in. Oh. I'm being dumb again. It's not the correct key. It's the type key. So go again. Now we're talking. Okay, 340 codes in. 340. Sorry guys, I know this isn't the most interesting. 34 plus 340 is 371, right? Oh, but then there's these UTF-8 sequences mixed in there. It's kind of hard to see it. I can look at the code before. It for proper escape, it should be a backslash. So let's look at the last code point in there. 92. So is 92 a backslash? I need my ASCII chart. That's what I need. ASCII, please. What's 92? That's what I was looking at, right? 92. What's 92? 92 decimal backslash. Okay, so that is the problem. Okay, so I think I can fix this. We can fix the bug. We can try to repro the bug. Let me remove the breakpoints. So repro, this is a bug in the JSON then, right? I should have done this. I'm stupid not to have done this. It is a string test where you have an escaped double quote in the string. Right, so we do the encoding, but we don't do the decoding part. That's what's going wrong. So let's take this out and call it the test string. Test string. So if we were to turn it into JSON, we should get that for the encoding, and then we should then... Why do I have assert? I don't know. I totally lost my place. My keyboard slip. Okay, I'm way up there. Alright, so this should be... I don't know why I did asserts way back then. Should expect... And then we will expect the test string back when we decode it. So the JSON right, just get the string out of it. So I bet you that will fail because it'll get to that escaped back double quote and then stop, and it will not return any of that. Is that right? Oh, wait a minute. No, the other way around. I need to actually pass that in and then decode it. So let's get the encoding. Encoded string equals that. And then expect it to be that. And if we get that far, then when we decode it, we should get it back out. So it's the JSON value from encoding of the encoded string. Too many colons there. Betcha that'll fail. What? What is that? Run, please. Okay, the test runner is broken. Let's just run it from here. JSON test JSON. No, it passed. Shoot. Okay, what's going wrong here? Why is this screwed up now? Look at that. It's like all messed up. Today isn't my day, apparently. I can't run my unit tests. What the hell's going on? Okay, reload. Maybe it'll get better when I reload. Okay, something's wrong with my test runner. I can't use it. Anyway, that should have failed, right? So it should have... Oh, wait, no, it's when it's inside an object. Okay, yes, so this is not the right... If it's a raw string, sure, but if it's inside of an object, it'll fail to parse it correctly. Got it, okay. So let me undo all the changes I did here. Let's look at the lens and undo it all. There we go. New test case, so something based off of this, but with an object. I'm surprised I didn't run into this before. Okay, so let's just put it at the end. So, decode object with string value containing escaped delimiter. Please show you the definition of expect equal. So it's all defined by Google in their Google test framework. So if you follow that first link to the GitHub Google test, there's a nice primer that talks about what all these do. But basically, this test makes a function, or if you had a fixture, it would make a subclass that runs a test. And the expect will check for equal. It checks to see if these are equal using the operator equals. And if they're not equal, it will mark that the test is a failure. Otherwise, it'll continue. And actually, it continues either way if it's an expect. If it's an assert, it will stop early and not do the rest of the test if you had more. So yeah, let's make test string. So const standard string, test string. And so we should be able to make an object out of it. So const auto test object, JSON object. And we'll put in there foo, and then the test string, right? And then we will encode it. So const auto encoded object, test encoding, test object dot to encoding, and then we'll pull it back out and expect it to make equal the test object. Basically, expect equal the test object if we take JSON value from encoding, test encoding. Let's try to repro this bug. I was getting used to this. Now it's utterly... Oh, wait a minute. That's weird. We just have this left hangover. Is this working? It just added an extra level here. What's this running main from gtest main.c garbage? I have no idea what that is. Oh, I wonder if it's because we're printing crap out. What happens if I run... Yeah, well, good news is I reproed the bug because my JSON tests fail now. Bad news is that this test explorer seems to be broken today. I don't know why. Anyway, there's the repro. It should have been that. Oh, all of that. I guess there's a new line in there, so it just printed the /n in there. And it was invalid JSON instead. Why is it? Oh, yeah, invalid JSON. So it's actually not able to parse it correctly. So what's the solution? Parse value. Delimiter. Oh, right. So when we're in a string, we need to have an additional state if escaping, right? Yeah, let's do that. So escaping. False. If we run into that character, though, we're going to escape it. So add it anywhere here, right? So if it's equal to that code point, then escaping equals false. And therefore escaping, then we don't do any of this stuff, right? If we're escaping in a string. So if inside string else, if inside a string, if, yeah, it's this clause. If the next one, then we're escaping. Where does that inside string get? Oh, yeah, I see. So it really needs to be before that. Hold on. No, it's an additional clause here. If not escaping and there's a next delimiter, then we pop it off. Okay, so if the next one is, then we're escaping. Unless we already are escaping. So how do we know? If not escaping. Actually, it's two things, right? That's when that's okay. I know what to do. If it's escaping, then we're not escaping anymore. It only escapes the next character. Otherwise, if the next character is the \, then we're escaping the next character. Okay, let's try that. JSON tests. Okay, that fixed it, and it didn't break anything else. So let me try it with the actual cluster now. So back here, where? Here, do it again. And upload. Am I talking to the right guy? Oh, wait a minute. I want to do it in the debugger, didn't I? Actually, what happens if I just do it now? Oh, there we go. So we got a server package 67 bytes. Is that the size of the file, though? If it's not, that means we got some corruption going on. We have some corruption going on. So I need to debug that. So I wonder if it's, yeah, I wonder many things. It could be a lot of different things, right? Not looking at the correct WebSocket. Let me there's too many things here. Okay, this one. There it is, 7685. I guess I could print it back out. I could print it back out and see at least the first bytes, right? Or I could just go in the debugger again and look at it. Anyway, I should check in that change to JSON. I totally did not expect to have a bug in my JSON package that I wrote many, many moons ago. Why am I getting this? Needs to check for updates? I don't want it to check for updates. Okay, that's a strike against that tool. It checked for updates even though I didn't want it to. Why is it in... I had the wrong direct... No. Wait a minute, why is it in Raft? I told it to do it in JSON. There we go. Another point against this tool. Good thing I have... it's free until February 2. I'm evaluating it. My evaluation was going okay, but now I don't know. Okay, so that's the bug. So stage that. JSON value. Fix bug in... decoding strings and objects. A string in an object. How about a string containing an escaped string delimiter would really screw up the parsing of a value if the string was inside an object. Probably also if it was inside an array too, right? Anywhere where a string is in the context of other things around it when we're looking for the next delimiter. So let's commit and push that. Is it made by Microsoft? No, it's made by a different company. And the VS Code works... Do I have this command updated? Yeah, so it works for me a little bit, but it doesn't work for sub-repos like JSON here in this case because of my long wall of text explanation you can read about there, but the TLDR version is it just doesn't work for me unless the changes are in the root repo, which all of these are. But let's say I change something inside here, JSON again. Do that. It doesn't know that it needs to be committed. And I can't figure out how to tell it. Like, it's looking at the top level folder, and I want it to look at the JSON folder and say, oh, he's got a change in his JSON repo. It just doesn't figure it out because of reasons that I have guesses about in my explanation, but yeah. So I use an external tool. I've been using Git GUI, and it doesn't have a dark theme, really. So I was looking at alternatives. Okay, so back to the original problem of looking at this. So what does it actually print out for the raw message right now? Bunch of crap. We're not going to learn anything from this, are we? So, oh, it should have printed the next one, right? Oh no, it's just printing the number of bytes. Let's remove this for now. Not that one. This one. Let's remove that and print. Should I just print it out? Oh, that was on upload. Okay. I guess we'll just print it. Yeah, this is gonna print. It's all gonna be UT. Oh, maybe that's the problem. Is it it's unescaping the Unicode and then redoing it in UTF-8? I probably have to decode it from UTF-8. That's probably what it is. Well, we'll see that when we do this, right? Server package.c string. It failed to write it because this is running. So build again. Now run it. And now uploady. Upload. Yeah, so it hit a null character. You know what I could do? I have a cool bit of code I wrote a while ago to do a hex dump. Am I using that here? If not, I'll pull it in from my other project. Yeah, let's pull it in from the other project. So go back here. Hex dump. Search. Actually, I wonder if I can find out. I can remember where it was. I can't remember. We'll just have the search do my job for me. It's searching. While I'm waiting, did I miss any chat? I probably did from like an hour ago. I'm sorry, guys. That bug with JSON really shook me up. It didn't find it. What? I wrote this. Where did I write it? Shouldn't it be actually in the data disintegrator? Maybe I didn't call it data hex dump. Hex? It's not going to be in the asset importer. A lot of matches on that. Okay, how do I collapse all that? Just skip it down. Too many hexes. I guess we can say it's within that. Is it in C# that I did this? Oh, yeah. I guess I can just do it again. Okay, so let's do this. So we'll just print out that, and then we'll print out a sequence of lines. So for size t I equals 0, I is less than the size. Plus I, and then trying to remember how well, Shoot, it would be cool if I could remember where I wrote this first time so I don't have to write it again. I think what I did is I had two strings, left and right, and then we say if I mod 16, was it 16? Yeah, equals 0. And I don't remember my order of operations, so I just do this because I'm lazy. If it's that, else something else. And if it is this, then L plus equals... Actually, let's just use string stream. L equals, let's make a new one. Shift out hex. Was it set? Can't remember any of this stuff. Number of digits. Set something. So bad at this. Stream fixed number of hex digits. Set fill and set width. That's right. And one of them applies only to the next one. 4 is good enough. And then we're going to print out I here, so. And then it's, I'm going to also shift out 1 space. And then if I8 equals 0, I'm also going to, by the way, do reset R as well. Now when they're empty, yeah, okay, yes, all right. That's IO, and I need IO and NIP for that, right? IO minip. Why is it not like the hex? Oh, it's just hex. Yes. I also want to shift out a character there too. All right, so L is going to get 1 byte. So it's going to be server package index I, and then R is going to get the a character. So but only if it's an ASCII character. So if that's greater than or equal to 30, or greater than 32, and less than 127. These are the printable characters. Then we print it. Else, we're going to print a dot. That's the right panel. So now, if I plus 1, there's 2 conditions, right? So if I plus 1 equals, if that equals 0, or I plus 1 equals server package.length, then we're going to print them out. So this is a total hack, by the way. If we didn't fill up the line, actually we're going to do a while. Actually, we're going to do a loop. So for size tj equals 0, I plus j mod 16 is not equal to 0 plus j. That's what I want. So I'm gonna for all basically any leftover character. Oh, I also want a space here, don't I? For any leftover characters, we'll shift out 3 spaces, and then we have to have this special thing in here as well. Only it's if I plus j. You'll see what this does in a second if I do it right. So at the end of that, we can make a message that we print out. And it's just going to be this 2 strings with 2 spaces between them. And it will be L as a string, C string, and R as a string, C string. Let's see if I get this correct. So rerun that, and then we'll repost the package. Upload. It didn't quite do what I wanted. And it's too many characters wide. I do that. It's confused. Shell is confused. Oh, I think it's because I didn't convert it to a character. Okay, and then let's not go 8. Actually, it might still work. I want to actually print this out as a number here. This one. So that I actually want it to be a Uint-8T specifically. I still didn't do it. Crap. Is it that it needs to know it's an int, maybe? Oh, I didn't never shift it out. Oh no, I did shift it out here. Okay, let's try this. Gotta get the data types right, or else it won't print out the characters. There we go. So now I have a nice hex dump of the file here. And I can kind of look and compare. So it doesn't need to be that wide. About that wide is good enough. So there it is. PK. So I can put that side by side with the actual file that I can open in here. So open, let's actually, if I do go to the file, and I have a plugin here to open it, right, in binary. I thought I had a plugin to open it as binary. Show hex dump, here we go. There we go. So that side by side with that. That'd be great. And then here I can look at the top thing and the bottom thing to kind of see. Yeah, so it decoded okay until it got to the, I guess this is the, I see what's going on. So here's the proper Utf-8 encoding of that character 82. So I don't think that that's valid Utf-8 82. I think that's the problem. But when we're sort of fixing the Utf-8 encoding of it, we get C282. Let me confirm that. So I need like a nice online Utf-8 encoding. Encoder, decoder, here we go. So what's 82? Invalid. What's C282? It's whatever that is. 82, I think. So yeah, the problem is that I thought it would be Utf-8 encoded, but it's not. Is that why would it do that? It's right after that P, right? Yeah. So it's putting 2 raw characters in there which are invalid UTF-8, I think. Oh, wait. Hold on. This actually might be okay. Oh, I'm confused. This is the original file, and then how it's encoded in UTF-8 is that. Okay, got it. So it's correct. I don't know why they bothered doing the escape sequence. Is that even the correct escape sequence? Three, 4, 14. Oh no, okay. It's just this printing it out like that. Actually, yeah, why do they bother escaping those and not escaping these other ones? That's sort of weird. Shouldn't they just put these in as UTF-8 characters? Oh, maybe because they think these could be misinterpreted by a string parser to be the null character. That might be why. Anyway, I think it actually might be correct. I just need to run a UTF-8 decoder on it, which I can do. So we don't need the hex dump probably. Well, let's leave it up. So let me do a UTF-8 decoding on the thing. So we probably don't need this. I'll save it. I'll keep it around. It'd be handy for later. Let me do some UTF-8 decoding on it. So this is server package UTF-8, and then we will run a UTF-8 decoder. I will need to pull in that as a dependency though. UTF-8, or is it? Yeah, it's UTF-8. So pull that in, build. Now I can pull in UTF-8. It's been a while since I used this UTF-8 library. Actually, I was just looking at the JSON stuff which did this, right? So maybe I can just steal from it. It should be bytes, so I should be able to get code points and then just cast them to bytes. So where is that done? There it is. There's the encode. Where's the decode? Here it is. It'll just do this. Oh, wait a minute. That's not right. There it is. UTF-8 decoder. Okay, so UTF-8 decoder, and then we get back out the code points, right? Const auto server package code points equals decoder decode it. Decode the thing. And then actually we can just have it print out that size right now and make sure that the size is correct. All right, let's run that. This window's so big. Okay. Do it. Uploady. 4588. That doesn't sound right, but I don't remember now what the size was. Yeah, it was 4588. Oh, so maybe it's working now. Okay, cool. So there's all sorts of weird escaping and decoding and all that stuff, but ultimately we get the correct number of bytes out, 4588. So I guess a quick thing would be to just run a hash of it. So I'll pull in my hash functions. And I guess SHA-1 will do, right? So We'll include SHA-1 and SHA-1. Oh, SHA-1, please. Okay. Hash SHA-1. I forget how to use the damn thing. Let's look and find out. Oh, it's just a function. And vector in, vector out. Okay. Fair enough. Oh, and I had some templates to help with this, right? So hash templates. Right, I had the bytes to string with the hash function. So I just get the bytes in, and I'll get a string out, and I'll print it. So bytes. Hash is some string. So hash as string. So it is, we need a bytes, so vector of Uint-8T. We'll use the iterator pattern here, so this dot begin to end. And then I need to do this as a bytes to string, right? Hash bytes to string of this. And assign that to this. Const auto, that equals that. Okay, what does it not like about this? No instance matches vector of Uint-8. Why not? Maybe I'm using this wrong. Do I need to be explicit about the type? Let's be explicit about the type. So it would be hash SHA-1. I think that's right. I think, yeah, yeah, okay, that's right. That's how I made the template. The template calls the hash function for us. Right, okay, good. So now we're going to print out the hash code. And then I can rest easy that there's no corruption. And we'll try it with a really huge file and just not printing out the file anyway anymore. So there's the hash code there. Make it a little wider so it all fits. Okay, so it just barely fits. And then what is the hash code of the file? So that's open SSL SHA-1 and then the name of the file, right? It looks like it matches to me. This matches that, right? I mean, I'm only looking at the first digits. I could look at them all by diffing them. So actually this would be a really handy thing. There's probably a plugin to do this, but just do an ad hoc diff. I used to use this tool. Do I still have it? Called Araxis Merge that would do this. An ad hoc diff. I don't think I have it installed anymore though. I think it was a previous incarnation. Instead, I'll just make two files, call them one.txt, and then another one, 2.txt with this string in it. And let's diff them. They're the same. All right. Cool, so let's try it with an even larger. The actual package. So I'll restore the package used to do. Where was it? W package. So I didn't have the executable in there. Now put the executable in there. W package. Now the zip file is enormous. It's 1.6 meg. And let's do it. Do it. Okay, so console, load it in. Oh, and before I do this, I need to close this because it really gets really confused. Okay, load it and upload. That took a while. Actually, I don't think it worked. Either that or it's still going. It's kind of hard to tell. Maybe it didn't work. I wonder if I had like a message size cap. Oh no, there it went. It was just very slow. So that took 20 seconds, roughly. And there's the hash. Let's see if the hash is correct. Oh, well, good news. Hash is correct. Bad news is it's really slow. And it caused the server to lose its leadership. The other server complained. I was hoping that wouldn't be the case, that maybe it's because it's a debug build. But the receipt of that message should be done asynchronously by another thread, so it really shouldn't have slowed it down that much. Although maybe there's a lot of time being taken because it's a debug build in the in this part here where we are doing the decoding and stuff. So let me check that. So where would I see this best? This is when it's finished. When it's started, it will be when it's interpreting this. Basically, when we lock this, so when we enter the critical section, we're in trouble if we take too long, right? So I want to print something out right away if it's a big message. How about right here? So if data.length is greater than 10,000 or something, we'll print something really quick to let them know. So big message poggers. I'm wondering if that will get written right away, or if I do need, I might need to do sampling the time. Let's sample the time. So big, let's print it out here. LF, and that we have access to the timekeeper, right? So get current time. And then we'll do the same thing when we're done. So on upload package, when it gets down to here. So this here. And then print that there. There. So now I'll be, oh, didn't like it. We don't have timekeeper because it's inside of context engine, of course. So now it'll print out what the time was at those 2 moments, and we'll see if all the time is spent before that point, then that makes sense. And that means that, yeah, I would need to, oh, wait a minute, no. Yeah, I probably need to process the package when we're not in the critical section. This is, yeah. But I just want to see how long it takes in the various points. Okay, so upload it again. It hasn't yet received it all, so it's earlier than that point. Either that or it's holding the critical section after it's sampled the time. So we'll see in a moment. Would it take 20-something seconds? 20 seconds? Could run this with the release build. Okay, there we go. Oh, so it took 18 seconds within the critical section to process the message. I need to correlate it to these times though. How am I going to do that? Actually, we can just print something before we go into the critical section, right? I'm thinking, how would I get how would I know how to correlate those numbers with those? These are, it's taking basically the same number and subtracting what it was at the very beginning. I guess I could hack and print out what the base is, so that is in the main program. Here, where we actually set up the timekeeper. And we make this publisher. It's this guy. The way he works is he gets a time reference. And then he passes it into this function. So what if ultimately the timekeeper also gets this from the same thing. It's based off of the time of day plus using the performance counter. So it's sort of that's one of those things I need to clean up in anyway. But for now, I think we can just print it out, right? So fprintf time base, and we'll just print it out. Time reference. Hack. Oh, standard error, right? Or just printf. I wonder why the link times are so high right now. Anyway, do it. Okay, so there's a time base. That's not right, though. That value is kind of low. Why would it be like that? Yeah, it should be a number like this, because this is the time of day, right? Let me verify. Unix time converter. Yeah, it's today. So what is this other, why is it printing that? It's completely wrong. What did I do wrong here? Because it just subtracts them. Maybe I'm not understanding. What does the timekeeper do? Oh, wait. It's adding the real time to that. Okay, yeah, so this is an arbitrary point in time. I can't do that. How do I get it to print out? It's this is the real time reference. I guess I could just print it. Yeah, why don't we just do that? So I'll move this code here over to here, and we'll just have another Boolean. Printed time base equals false. If printed time base, if not, and then just print it, and then we're going to print the, yeah, there we go. Total hack. What did it not like? It doesn't like I use printf? What? Cannot write it. Oh, is it still running? Ah, that's why. Try again. Okay, cool. Do it. I didn't actually see it printed out. Oh, yes, so we can't do that. Not in the Realm server. We have to put that in the timekeeper for the orchestrator, really. because that's the program we're actually running where we're seeing this. There we go. There's the time base. And so I can add that to any of these numbers to get the time at which I actually sent the message. So actually I needed to print something right now. Hey there, poor Diddums. How are you doing? I need that to print something. Well, if I disconnect and reconnect, it'll print something. There we go. And then just send right away. Okay, so we started sending at 38 seconds, roughly, and we'll add that to this, and then we'll get a time of when it actually received the package, and then when it was done processing it. Okay, there, so it received it at that time. So, handy dandy calculator, please. So, 124 minus 84 is 40 seconds. Okay, so it received it pretty quick, like within a second or two. Then it took about 18 seconds to process it and compute the hash code. So yeah, I know what's going on. So that's good. So the receipt of the message is very fast, within a second or two. And it's because I'm in a debug build taking 18 seconds to process the package while holding the critical section that it's losing its leadership. That's fine. Actually don't need it to I don't need to fix this. I'm just prototyping anyway, right? So I can remove this. Go back to here. So yeah, hi, poor Diddums. I'm working on just prototyping out some stuff. It's all related to versioning. So the idea is I want to be able to upload a new package of the server code, and then it should be passed along to the orchestrator of the game, which will hold sort of a little mini database of code packages for different versions, and I should be able to like remove old ones, list what I have available, and then tell it to like change or upgrade or downgrade the version of any server. And yeah, I'm just doing the upload part right now. I just did a really quick and dirty sending it as a text message. So it's not too bad. It only takes about a second or two to actually send it. It looks like this. And it's dangerous to look at it in the debug console because it's over 2 megs in size, and it tries to print it as a 2 megabyte long string. But I've verified that I'm receiving it, and the hash code matches. So if I do OpenSSL SHA-1 on it, the hash code matches. So I found an interesting bug in my JSON, though, that I wrote many months ago. So this will happen occasionally, and it was, let me show you. JSON. So if you have a string with an escaped string delimiter, and then you put that into a JSON object, and then try to decode it, it was basically stopping and thinking that was the end of the string. And then because it saw the comma, it was then saying, okay, this junk here is the next key value in the object, and then it was just like, no, I gotta stop you there. So the fix was to when we're parsing a value inside of an object and we're inside of a string and we run into this backslash, it's got to say, okay, the next character, don't interpret that as a delimiter. It's completely escaped. So that was an interesting bug. But after I fixed that, everything worked out. I learned some interesting things, like that it's probably easier to show it with a smaller package. So I'll rem this out again and then make the package. And then now it's safe to show in the console here. So I'll pick the console back up and reload. And I need to run the cluster, don't I? Do it. Yeah, pick up the smaller package and then upload it. So we can see that here. So I learned something interesting in that, where does it show it? You can see it here. For some, if you just take random binary and try to put it into a JSON and send it as a text message, some characters are uses the Unicode escape sequence \U and then 4 digits. Other ones it just puts in directly as UTF-8. So I'm not exactly sure why, but probably because these might be misinterpreted as like a null character, and so escaping them as Unicode is just safer. It could be in the spec actually, I just don't remember. But anyway, it works. It just it needs to be properly decoded, so you first have to decode the UTF-8 into code points and then unescape the Unicode, and then it works. I got exactly the correct sequence out. Hash code matches, so you don't have to do direct release. The orchestrator will publish the updates. Sort of. So what I was gonna do is the client would just send, like, I'll be using the same client you guys are. It'll just have certain admin modes. So in an admin mode, I'll be able to upload a new package to the Realm server, and the Realm server will say, okay, pass that along to the orchestrator. The orchestrator, I need to update this diagram. It talks to all the servers, not just one of them. It'll send it to the orchestrator, and that'll hold on to like a database of versions. And then through another command, I'll be able to ask the Realm server to ask the orchestrator, so, hey, what versions are available? And then I can also ask it to, hey, go take this server down and change its code to version 2 and then start it again. So kind of indirectly through the Realm servers. I don't want the client to go directly to the orchestrator, because then the orchestrator would need to have a public-facing port, and then I'd worry about people hacking into that. I only really want to worry about the minimum number of hack points. So right now, that's just the public-facing port of the Realm server. Orchestrator, I want to insulate that. But yeah, the Realm server is going to be like a relay. Let me put that back. Oh, I'm glad you're impressed, but please stop me and ask any questions if I am not explaining what I'm doing. It's a big package again. I'm kind of curious to see how fast it is if I run the release build, so let me do that. So here's something you might not know. It's real easy with CMake. You can just click down here and say, I want the release with debug, sure. It reconfigures, and then I tell it to build. And then it doesn't take too long, actually. I don't have that much code. Maybe 30 seconds to build this, and I'm good to go. While it's building, I'll tell you guys a little bit what I did last night. I like to have this code run on multiple OSs, Mac and Linux. So it's been a while since I tried to build this on both. I did that last night, and I found a few little things that were wrong. That basically Visual Studio's compiler will accept non-standard C++ a little bit because it's got extensions, and it's kind of forgiving. But Clang says, I don't like that. And so I got a bunch of Clang compiler errors, which I fixed and verified. So everything runs, all the tests pass for the game server at least, on Linux and Mac. There's some still missing pieces for stuff unrelated to my game that don't pass on Mac. That's because some of the components I wrote have Mac-specific pieces that just I haven't implemented yet. But otherwise, it's working on Linux and Mac. So at some point, I'm going to start playing around with having some of the servers in my cluster running on my Linux box while others on the Windows box. And that'll be interesting. Okay, anyway, so this is release build now. Let's see how fast it is. So I say do it. You might ask why it's still taking a long time, and that's because I do have still, like, it doesn't try immediately to connect. It waits a second, but when it does start up, it should start up really quick. You can see it only took 80 milliseconds for all these to be printed out. Actually, and that's because this is going to the console. It's even faster if this debug log goes to a file. I don't know why, but the console is really slow. I don't know if it's command cmd.emu or or just Windows. Anyway, let's reload this guy. And actually, you can see how much faster it is to reconnect. And I don't want this. That's a problem. Let us pick up the new package. It's the 1.6 megs. Upload. That was pretty quick. Upload again. Upload another time. Okay, so we can see it's only taking it's still a little bit of time. It takes 540 milliseconds to decode and hash that package. So I am going to want to take the processing of the package and make it asynchronous. Let me make a note of that. So notes for today. So basically unpacking, decoding, hashing packages takes upwards. I can't type today. 600, well, hold on. How big is the damn thing? So it's 1.6 meg, so 1.6, no, it would be like 600 divided by 1.6, right? So about 375 milliseconds per megabyte to process. This will need to be done asynchronously. And this is probably just going to be relayed to the orchestrator anyway, right? Actually, it doesn't need to be. We could process it in the Realm server, write it to disk, and tell the orchestrator, here, I put a package here, pick it up, please. Then the orchestrator doesn't need to do as much, which is nice. Why is hashing so much faster under release? Yeah, it's the compiler optimization. When you're doing a debug build, there's a lot of checks. So like every time you access a vector, for example, like every one of these insertions is checked for like out of range. But when you do an optimized build, all of the debug checks go away. And you basically, the training wheels are off. And there are no checks. And everything is... anything the compiler can do to scavenge some time or space, it does. So yeah, we're not just doing the hash, we're also doing Utf-8 decoding. And we're, yeah, doing a bunch of other stuff. I want to keep this around. This is the code I wrote, which does a hex dump. Let me put it back in and I'll show you guys what it looks like. So I don't want to print out the whole megabyte, but I can go down to, let's pick a size. So amount to show, minimum of either the length or, I don't know, how about 100? No, let's just do it in lines. So like 8 lines. So that's the amount to show. Need it there, and I need it there. And then I'm going to need to pull in algorithm for the minimum thing. Oh, hey, they're playing with scissors. Yeah, I noticed that this before. You tried to wave and you couldn't. You don't have to give me your Prime sub, you know. I should just give you... Is that ethical to give you a free sub because you helped me make the sub emote? Okay, what did it not like about that? Is it because these are not the same type? It's not auto-completing emotes? Did it break? No, it works for me. What version of Yada are you using? By the way, we're talking about this thing. It's a really cool chat client written by Hideo, who is the co-worker of Adam13531 on Botland. He made a nice chat client that I use, that Playing with Scissors uses. You wouldn't call it unethical, but it's a big thing, yeah. But I need to reward you somehow for helping me out, and I don't want you. You shouldn't be like, yeah. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, why is this not working? What did I do? Oh, hold on. It's because it's not server package anymore, right? It's server package UTF. Do we want UTF-8? No, I want this really. So let's pull this out. This is the server package. Actually, the type is there, so we'll pull it here. And do that, yes. So that's just server package then. That should fix it, right? And actually, to make this work here, I'll also have to say char. I'm missing a semicolon somewhere. Indeed. I don't know. So playing with scissors, no one's needed to do moderation, but if you're okay with it, I can make you a mod. Length isn't a method of vector, is it? It's size. Yeah, you said don't, but then you had a lull at the end, which is sometimes interpreted by me as a joke. I don't need mods. If I ever do, then if you're happy to help, then why not? Okay, you asked for it. You can have the badge for now, and probably won't need to do anything. Okay, so do it. But gotta watch out. You might have to ban someone. Okay, let's do this. I should be able to upload this and see a nice little dump of it. Yeah, look at that. I might actually keep that in there because it might be useful. I can see from the PK that it's a zip file, and if I accidentally send junk in, I'd know, right? Anyway, yeah, I like this little bit of code, and it's too bad I had to write it from scratch today, but this is kind of convenient to have to compare to hex dumps, like I had in. Did I already close it? Shoot. I closed it. Well, I can look at it again. Open the file and then do hex dump. So it's convenient. I can at least visually see that it looks the same-ish. And if I needed to, I could look at specific bytes. So I'm gonna keep that around. Let's clean it up a little bit. That shouldn't be 3 spaces. It should be 2. I like to have that little break. Just this hex edit doesn't, but this is what I'm used to, having a break right in the middle. So you have groups of 8, and then if it's printable, you do ASCII. Otherwise, you do a dot. And I think that's what this hex dump here does. So I like this format. How many spaces do I have here? 5. That should be so 3 less spaces there, and 1 less space there. I'm just a perfectionist. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. How did that get so many spaces? Is that right? You can't have both VIP and mod? I guess I can try. Yeah. Well, I can unmod you. We can play these mod games. Why am I getting 5 characters there when I only put 2 in there? And this, I'm only shifting in printable characters. So what's going on? Is it that this got extra space? I think that might be it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, why did I do it in both places? I don't need to do that. Yeah, why did I do that? I don't know. I don't know why I did that. And this one has an extra space. Why? Because I put one in. I don't know why. Oh, because of that. Yeah, okay, so it's There we go. I'll probably take this and package it up as a utility at some point. There we go. Nice and clean. Okay, so I guess I can remove this garbage, right? In the receive message type, I can remove that. And remove this. And on upload, I can get rid of the timestamp. I kind of want it to fit in a smaller message, so we will got package, comma. Let's try that out. If you can't tell, yeah, I'm a perfectionist. I like to get it nice and clean. Okay, I like that. So now whenever I send a package, I'll get the size, the hash, and a little hex dump of the first 8 lines. Or 8, what do you used to call these? Paragraphs? They used to call these 16 bytes a paragraph. I don't know if they still do. And am I signing packages? I don't think I need to, because I'm the only one who's going to be sending them. Oh, so I could sign it by just attaching the hash, right? So let me do that. That's a good idea. Yeah, I was going to say I don't need to because I'm the one sending it and I trust myself, but then what if there's corruption, right? Who knows? So we can put that in to this, right? We just have to say hash. And then here's what I don't know, because I'm a JavaScript pleb. I have to look this up. JavaScript SHA-1. Let's see what we do. It should just be built in, right? Or is it not? Is SHA-1 just not built into JavaScript and I have to pick something up? Do I have to pick up this, for example? So I don't know. Is this a good one to pick up? Updated a year ago. You don't think so? I want the popular. Okay, SHA-1 package. Is this one? Okay, this looks a lot more popular. Yeah, so this is the integrity tag, and I don't need to use SHA-1. I could use something even better. Actually, let's do something better. They have SHA-2? SHA-256? That one's not popular. What about this one? That one's a lot more popular. Deprecated, though. Use Browserify. What's Browserify? What is Browserify? Is that what I need to be using? Browserify. It doesn't sound right. Is it just something that's built into Browserify? But this says that SHA-256 is deprecated and used Browserify. Okay, maybe this is why. Because, okay, you can get it transitively by using Browserify because Browserify uses this. That's really what I want to use. Oh, there we go. That's the right one. 5 million weekly downloads. Okay, this is what I want. I need SHA.js. Interesting. They don't have like a nice how do you use it, but I'm guessing I can just do npm install on that. Is that right? So you JavaScript folks, feel free to speak up and tell me I'm an idiot and to do it a different way, but I'm assuming I can get it through SHA. Let's see. It'll tell me if 2.0.1. Is that the right version? No. Why did it add 2.0.1 when the latest is 2.4.11? Why? Why is it giving me a one from 5 years ago? Yeah, I didn't understand either. Maybe they're assuming like a lot of people use Browserify, and like it's like, well, if you use that, you'll just get it. I use Shaw. That's what I wanted though, right? Oh, shoot. No, yeah, this is what I wanted. Shaw. Yeah, the version's 2.4.11. Why am I getting 2.0.1? Shaw at latest. Oh, is this not marked as the latest? Is that the deal? Oh. No, I mean not the latest, but is it that this one's marked as stable or something? Hold on. Dog is barking. Sorry about that. I can do this. My dog really likes the fact that my wife just got home from work. Okay, she's almost calmed down now. Sorry about that. She's still going. Why are you so excited, dog? It's a native browser function? So let's see. You posted a link. Oh, you did. Sorry. Supported algorithms. Ah, there we go. So I don't need to use SHA at all. I can use subtle crypto. Okay. Let me try the one I just downloaded. Why is this in a different tab? This should just go there. I mean, a different window should just go there. Why would this have? Oh, maybe that's why it's deprecated. Oh wait a minute, I'm on the wrong one. Yeah, why would this have 5 million weekly downloads if this is built in? Anyway, let me just see if I can get this running. So, I guess we'll verify first that it's sending the hash. Easiest would be, well, no, let's just do the whole thing. Yeah, I'm prepared to have dependencies in my React. That's fine. Oh, are you saying that it has 5 million downloads because just people are dependent on it? Could be. So I shouldn't be using that. I'll switch in a minute. I just want to get this working. So we'll compute the hash, and then we'll compare it. We should get the hash out of the message, right? So server package. What are we going to call it? Hash expected. And then we will, I guess we'll just discard it, right? If it's not. let's rename this. Server package hash actual. We'll print it out as a warning, I guess. Did it say something about 500 dependents? Ooh. Oh, 300 over. Does that mean it's over 300? Over 9,000! And more. So a lot of package dependent. Got it. So I have a special enum for this. Levels warning. Alright, so we'll say I always print that. Then what do we want to print here? Received package with bad hash. I guess I really don't need to print out the actual hash, do I? It doesn't really matter. The hash is sort of meaningless. I just want to print that out. Yeah. We'll just print that out and I guess we'll just return. So if I don't see that, that means by double negative it'll continue. I hate double negatives, by the way. Alright, so I need to npm start this, don't I? So we're going to try with the obsolete SHA package, or the one I shouldn't be using. And then I'll switch to using this one, which poor Diddums told me about. Subtle crypto. Yeah, see, this is all new to me. I don't know this stuff. But yeah, if it's built in, if it's supported, browser compatibility. Yeah, who cares about Edge? Actually, it has partial support. What does that mean? Fine. SHA-1 isn't supported? Oh, good thing we're using SHA-2 now, right? Actually, I didn't match this up, did I? This is SHA-1, and then I told this one to use SHA-256. I need to use SHA-256. 256. By the way, if you're curious about this, I actually didn't just pick up the SHA functions. I actually wrote it myself from the Wikipedia articles back on Stream 67. So if you really wanted to, you could see me implement all that stuff back in October last year. It was really fun. That's a little shameless self-promotion there. Anyway, yeah, I archive all my stuff onto YouTube just in case people want to. They can kind of line up something they might be interested, or they find when they search through my notebook, and they'll find when it was, and they can look up the thing in YouTube if they really wanted to watch it again. This is ready to go, right? No more work to do, so we're gonna... I was just waiting for that to happen, I think, and now I can reload this guy. And... oh, it's crashing. Is it because of the way it tried to import? Is this not how you're supposed to import it? What did I do wrong? Shouldn't this have said something? I read property of toString, but that's not even in my code. Yeah, what's going on here? It's on bootstrapping Webpack. It's broken. Okay, so maybe we don't use that damn thing. So yeah, let's do npm. Is it on install? Is that right? Let's remove it. It's bad. Bad. We'll remove it, and instead we'll do this thing. Cryptal subtle digest. Look at that, it's in there. And then we need to give it an algorithm. DOM string, SHA-256. There we go. We'll try that. And I don't need it to open there. Okay. Reload. Much better. Okay, so. It doesn't cache this. I need to reinsert it. Oh, it didn't like it. Failed to execute digest. The provided value is not a value. Oh, it needs to be an array buffer? Okay. So, file reader. I was just looking at that too. I need to get a array buffer out instead of a result. Which reading methods was used to initiate? Okay, what am I doing to initiate it? Read as binary string, so I need to do read as array buffer. But I'll need to actually take server packages now an array buffer. I need it as a string, so I guess where I do it here, how do I make it a string out of an array buffer? Array buffer to string. That looks like someone else has looked it up before me. How do you convert? There we go. Oh, that's complicated. Do I really have to do that? I shouldn't have to restart the server? Okay. From what from another console, I would just do an npm install or uninstall. It can't be that complicated, can it? Okay, actually, that's what I want, because I want it to be UTF-8. Text encoder, huh? It's experimental technology. I bet it's supported everywhere. Yeah, it's just who cares about Internet Explorer? There's a polyfill. This is something that I should get just in case someone uses Internet Explorer, or should I not care right now? I think I'm just not going to care right now, so I'll just use it. So it's text. Hold on. I've just been informed that I have lunch provided for me. Wouldn't care right now. Yeah. So text encoder. I guess I got to make a new one, right? Yes. So var encoder equals, or is it const? A new text encoder, and I probably need to tell it. Oh no. I just make one, and then I tell it encoding equals, it's a DOM string, so SHA-256? No, I'm just getting confused. UTF-8. So then I can say encoder.encode. So encoder.encode this. All right, let's try that out. Or ever. Let's try it out. It reloaded, right? So, well, actually, this might be safe for now to show, at least in the React tab, right? As long as I don't go to the net, as long as I don't try to decode the WebSockets stuff. If I go to React, we should be safe, right? Yeah, so let's load it. Okay, there's the array buffer. Why is this a promise? It's not going to do it until I ask it to hash. That's fine, I guess. Upload. Cannot assign a read-only property encoding. Really? Oh, because it's const? I'm used to doing that in C++, because I don't consider this as a simple value. It's probably a reference to an object, and I'm just used to having const to be, the const applies to the pointer, not the thing pointed to. I'm just not used to doing it that way. So let's try again. It's promising to give me a hash. Okay, do it. Still? So how do I set it? What the heck? Oh, that's the polyfill. I'm like, what the heck is it doing? Are they doing? So how do I tell it what to use? It's just UTF-8? Used to have support for anything other than UTF-8, but they don't anymore. Okay, well, I don't care. So I just don't need that line at all. Fine. 1080p is killing your internet? I'm sorry. Do I not have quality options? I never really checked this. Maybe I should start doing that, like, to see if I have quality options. I apologize that you have to watch in 1080p. Okay, it worked. 0 bytes though. Okay, that wasn't cool. That wasn't cool. Shouldn't I have gotten more than 0? No, so it didn't send it correctly. Yeah, what did it send? Let's look. Which one? This one. It's there. Oh wait, what's this? What is this? Yeah, it didn't stringify it. I didn't do it right. It didn't do it. Oh, it returns it as a uint8 array. How do I get it to be a string then? Back to this. How do we get a string? You could use the buffer parameter to convert the underlying to a different view. Of course you can. I don't know what I'm doing. But I do need to do the UTF-8 encoding. It's just how do I get it out as a string? Can't watch anymore. I'm sorry, playing with scissors. See ya. Hi there, C252. How are you doing? I'll have to look into how I start my stream to get quality options without causing a bunch of blank VODs. Or maybe ask Skidog or other streamers how to do that, right? I'm okay. Thanks for asking. How are you doing? I'm working today on setting up the groundwork for tools I'm going to use in my game server to be able to upload new versions of the server code. So I have a server, it just doesn't have versioning in it. This is what it looks like when it runs. It has 3 replicated copies that are using a consensus algorithm to share state, and I just added the mechanism for uploading, and I'm adding what do we call it? There was a really fancy word for this. Anyway, we're making sure that the contents of the file didn't get corrupted. It's not exactly signing, it's more like integrity checking. Yeah, we're doing an integrity check of the download. So we hash it both before and after sending, and we just compare the hash codes. So I'm more familiar with C++, so I actually wrote my own hash function stuff. So it just does this one line to take the bytes and run it through a hash 256 decoder and give me it back as it's encoding or hashing and then encoding it as a string. The JavaScript though I'm kind of stumbling over. So this text encoder is giving me back a uint8 array, and this thing says that of course you can use the buffer parameter to convert to a different view if desired, but I want to get a string. Just make sure the character doesn't adhere to the encoding schema. Well, yeah, it will. Hold on, why? Yeah, it will. Well, they will be 2 bytes. That's exactly what I want anyway. Do I just do buffer? It's an array buffer. I have no idea how to do this, so maybe I need to look that up separately. How do I convert a uint8 array to string? Should I do 2-string? I guess I just don't know what I don't like to guess. I like to kind of know what the answer is, but I can guess. So you're saying it would be 2-string? Try it. What the heck? What do we have to lose? YOLO. Let's try it. Upload. Oh, there we go. Actually, it sent 71 bytes. It looks like a string to me. What did it actually send? I bet it did the wrong thing. I think I have a guess what it did. It sent exactly that. Which is what? 91 1, yeah. It's not putting it into a string. So, do I want buffer to string? Is that even right? What do I want here? There's the array buffer. Yeah, see, it's just sending object.array buffer. This shouldn't be so hard to do. Isn't JavaScript supposed to be easy? That's not quite what I want. I want to see the encoding as a string. Grr. Actually, maybe this is... Hold on. Do I just run it through and then decode it immediately? That doesn't sound right. I guess I can try it. It seems silly, though. So basically decode what we encode. So encode and then .decode. Yeah, well, what can we... Let's try it. Decode is not a function. Oh, right. Shoot. So we have to do this separate. So const encoding equals that. And then I ask it to decode, right? The encoding. Well, okay, I could do this. Decode the encoding. Encoder, grr. Can't use the same object, we have to have a decoder. Decoder, decode the encoding, what the encoder is, yeah. This doesn't feel right, though. I feel like I'm gonna get myself into real trouble. Yeah, it just says array buffer. It's not giving me a string back out. This says it's gonna give me a string, but it lies. I need a string. Do I really need to do this crap? I don't want to do that. It says I can do it to string. Why is this not working? What was this giving me? It was giving me like a generic thing, right? Yeah, it was just printing out the numbers. Oh, okay, what if... And what do I get if I just do that? I just get object.array buffer. Come on, JavaScript. Is this what I want? String from character code apply, and then just put that in there? Yeah, but I tried that decoding. It didn't work. This is sort of, I want it to be a string ultimately from character code apply. What does apply do? Calls the function substituting the specified object for this value. I don't understand it, but let's give it a shot. What's the worst that could happen? It just says object.array buffer again. Yeah, I removed that construct. Really, I just want to encode it as Utf-8. And then, oh, wait a minute. Do I want to encode it as Utf-8? It's already an array of bytes, right? Yeah. Maybe this is wrong. Maybe I just want this. Because this, what is that actually? That's already read as a byte array. No, I do want it to go to Utf-8 though. Well, hold on. No, I don't. The JSONify will do it for me. Yeah. So what maybe this will work. I'm kind of reaching here. It's 0 bytes. Okay. Now I'm guessing. Got 1 byte. So it's an array buffer. Raw binary. So I think I do want to. No, I wasn't doing any encoding before. The WebSocket stuff was doing it for me. So I just want to get a string out of that. That's what I really want. So I want to convert array buffer to string. We don't need that. Don't need that. Convert array buffer to string without encoding. And read as text. Yeah, it just leads me back here again. I don't want to do a text encoder. I just want it raw. So can I not get a raw string? Wait a minute, this is doing something slightly different. Apply string. No, it's still 0. What is this trying to tell me? String from character code, apply. Oh, it has to be an array. So what? That dot buffer? What's this a read as array buffer? I don't know, but that was part of array buffer, right? Is the trick is it I need to do a view? Okay, that's what the oh, that's binding, I see. Totally in unfamiliar territory here with this JavaScript. Okay, let me take a step back here. I don't want to slice it. You know what? I could just cheat right now and just call it twice. I kind of feel like doing that, so we will how did I store this? So none of this crap for now. I don't know how to fix this yet. Where we put, so we'll just make it a string again. Server package. So I'll just make I'll just do this twice. I hate doing this though. Okay, well it'll just be a hack for now. Reader what? I guess I have to make 2 of them. For now. To do. I really hate this ugly hack, but I couldn't figure out how to get the raw bytes from an array buffer into a string. So here it's the same kind of thing, only I will not, this one I will not set that, and here I will not set that, and here it's read as binary string. That will work. And let's see, how do I use it? Reader 1 got, no, that's correct. It's this dot state dot server package. Okay. Line what? 90? What did I do wrong? Reader 2. There we go. What? 86? Oh. There. Try again. I like how quick the turnaround is, the iteration cycle on JavaScript, though. There we go. So it passed the hash check. Let me hack it just to test the hash compare. So let's add like a byte to it, or let's just add some extraneous character to the end. That should cause it to fail the check, right? It didn't work. Okay, so it's not working. It's not. Did I not build? Maybe I forgot to build and deploy the C++. Let's do that. And try again. Bad hash, okay. And let's make it a good hash by removing that strange character I added. Still bad. Okay. What are we sending? That's the question. Ask React. What? Is that the problem that it's not actually getting me? Is it? Do I need to like do what is it? There's like a way to deal with the promise, right? It's returning a promise, I bet. Promise like. Okay, so it's not await. Yeah, that sounds familiar. I think that's what I was seeing from Adam. Okay, it's a reserved word. I can't put it in there. I have to do the await first, right? So const hash equals that hash. Why doesn't it not like that? Am I not doing that right? Is it await? I don't know how to do this. I'm such a pleb when it comes to JavaScript. JavaScript await promise. Yeah, let's look at the tutorial. So I had to call then? No, let works only inside of async ones. So what if we're not, it's then, right? Okay, so I have to like chain this. I have to say this dot then. And it's going to get an array buffer? Really? The same problem again? Ah, stupid array buffer. I want a string out of it. I might just give up and cry because this is the same problem. I get an array buffer, but I want a string. Actually, there's probably someone who has an example of doing this, right? That would actually help the other problem. So string to string. B to A. Yeah, that guy didn't get any help. Oh, here we go. Array prototype map call new. Ooh. What is this? 0, 0? Oh, it's so ugly. Why? So I was on the right track before with converting it. I do need to make a text encoder Utf-8. Oh, wait a minute. No, I don't. I wasn't on the right track. It's doing a map. Why do it this way? It's doing, okay, it's doing a very weird way of doing it. Do I really want to do that? There's got to be a better way. Oh, here we go. I want the reverse of that, whatever he does. Convert buffer to hex. Yeah, why do we have to do this elaborate junk just to get a byte to a hex value? Is that just JavaScript shortcoming? Anyway, we have to give it a function to go from the array. Well, then I can undo all this crap, right? So I can get the package out somehow. I'll just make a function to do it. So it will be a array buffer to string. We'll make a new function for that and do the same thing here. So then it's hash as array like this, right? Should be able to just use text decoder, but decode it from what though? I just want to go from a array of bytes to a raw string. Oh, wait a minute, this I need to encode as hex, don't I? So I can't just do that. I need to do what he was doing. There's gotta be a nicer way. You know, shouldn't this thing, which I've already lost a scope of this one, shouldn't this like have a way to get me a string? Hex string? Isn't that a common thing? Decoder can decode it to a hex. Can decoder decode it to a hex string though? That's the question. The way I was reading text decoder, it only works with oh wait a minute, it does take a different, so if I say I want it to be a hex, is that what I'm looking at? I think it's the same one I'm looking at, yeah. It takes options. What are the options? Specific encoding. So I want to say the encoding is like, it takes a stream of bytes but emits a stream of code points. Yeah, what if I want the code points to be hexadecimal, hexadecimal. How do I do this? Decode function specifically, okay. Oh, options. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I wish they would give examples. I'm sure someone has done this. Text decoder, array to hex string. Actually, I haven't looked at this one yet. Maybe this will help me out. This is the same problem. Yeah, and all these answers are like, do this weird crap, right? Yeah, like, oh, I don't know. I don't want to do that. This just seems like a hack to encode it as UTF-8 and then decode it back and you get a string? I really don't want to have to do that. All right, I'm kind of getting fed up with it. So let us say this is hex string and this is a raw string, and we'll just figure it out later. We will say that's hash as array. I can put these anywhere, right? I can just say that hash, how do we do this function? Array. What's the tooltip? Unexpected token. I guess I don't need a function, right? Yeah, okay. Just forgetting basic stuff. I'm getting tired. It's after 2. I know I started late, but man, this stuff is wearing me down. Let's just return. Hey there. Hey guys. And then this will return stuff. I just want to see that this works the way I expect it to work. It's not defined. It is defined. Do I have to? Oh, okay, I'll just do arrow syntax for now. Not defined. Okay, they need to be outside, I guess. Okay, reader's not defined. Reader 1. Oh, I forgot to remove all the CRUD here. And turn that back to reader. There we go. Okay. Failed to execute digest. Provided value is not of type array buffer. It's what? Not buffer. Wait a minute. What is its type? It's an array buffer. Oh, wait. No, that is not, though. It's... What is it? Let's put a breakpoint. Debugger. All right. What are you, reader? Result? Console, please. Reader.result. Undefined. Not doing so well today with the JavaScript. Well, it's loaded, so now in this context, reader is the argument, right? And okay. I will just get it out. So var result equals reader result. Let's look at that. Undefined. This was working before, wasn't it? Oh, wait a minute. No, it wasn't. I think you guys are right. So it's not going to pass in reader, is it? So I need this context somehow. Do I just do that? It was complaining then that I couldn't access that. Oh, maybe we're good. Okay, we're good. So that was just me screwing up. Okay, so we're fine. Hey guys and stuff. Okay, so the mechanism for running the digest is working. So let me, instead of putting stuff in there, let's just return the array for, I just need to, I've reduced the problem down to, I really don't want these to be outside here though. I thought I could put them in here, but obviously I'm too pleb to do this. Where the heck am I? On, yeah, here. Okay, I can't use this syntax in here. I thought I could do that, but it doesn't like those functions. Says it's not defined. And I tried to make it an arrow function. Do I really need to say this array buffer to string? I think I do. That's probably the problem, right? I have to say this. Yeah. So you can tell I don't really understand this very well. Oh, I still have the debugger line in there. Can remove that. So, React. Okay, so let's remove the debugger line, and then now I can play around with these, right? So let's just see the array. And if I wanted bytes out of it, yeah, so it's a 32 byte digest. So now I've reduced the problem down. If I could just figure out how to do this, I could try this, right? If I have an array already, then I can use, you guys are saying I can use a decoder, but it's not gonna, so that might work for this one. Problem is it's not UTF-8. I guess I can encode it and then decode it. I tried this before though, right? And I didn't get a string back out. I got an array back out. For some reason. Okay, we'll try it again. We'll just work on this one first, right? So var encoder is new text encoder. Var decoder is new text decoder. I wonder if the problem is here is I need to actually give it the no. Why is it written this way, actually? That's the polyfill. Okay, here we go. I think this is old, right? Because we saw that text encoder doesn't take anything. Actually, let's see if it does take something. Okay, it did. Okay, so was it text decoder that didn't take an argument? I thought it was a text encoder that didn't take an argument. Okay, that's text decoder. Let's put encoder next to it. Used to have support, right? So they do not anymore, but yeah, so we're not supposed to give it an argument. Neither one takes one, really. So, okay, so we'll encode the array and then decode it, right? So what do I get when I do that? Yeah, see, I get object array buffer as a string. And then someone suggested I do that. It keeps changing the size on me. And now I get nothing. Let's see what we get. So var encoding. Debugger. Okay, so I can't drag this one pixel. Okay. Encoding is a Uint-8 array with nothing in it. Buffer is undefined, that's why. So an array buffer, it's back to array buffer again. How do I work with array buffer? Uint-8 buffer. You tested it, okay. Is it that I just need to do what this is saying? I need to create an array from... I guess it's this view thing I don't quite understand. Maybe that's why I'm struggling so much. So what I've been seeing is that there's something called a view, right? And it's you're saying Uint-8 buffer works with that? Or I'm going to try Uint-8 array because that appears to be how they do it. And then encode the view. Let's see what I get here. I'm mostly just experimenting to see if I can trial and error figure this out. Right, so the view is a Uint-8 array instead of an array buffer, and then what happens when I encode? Okay. It's the same thing but encoded as what? That's a cool debugger. So what's the original then? What's the view show me? Right, that's PK. Actually, this is what I want. I don't actually need to encode it, do I? I just need to get it into a string. What if I just decode the view directly? Actually, no, the encoding... okay, maybe I do want... Maybe this is what I want. So run that. What do I get out in the React tab? Now, see, I just get a comma-separated list of numbers. I want it as an actual string. So I want each number to be converted into a character. Is it that instead of using Uint-8 array, I want like a string? See, it says you get a string. You get a string out, but it's not the actual bytes. It's like a comma. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe it's the encoding. The encoding also looked kind of weird, didn't it? Let me try this again. Did I remove the debugger line? I know I'd have. What the heck? What the heck? Oh, yeah. It's in the upload. I mean, yeah, not the upload, but the loading of it. So. Yeah, what does this encoding look like again? I think these 44s are commas, right? So it's making like, yeah, it's not encoding it correctly. It's encoding it like, you know, number, comma, next number, comma. So Uint-8 array is not what I want. And I can't just encode the array buffer directly. I need some kind of view. Would it be char array? There's such a thing? Char array is not defined. Character array? Okay, obviously I'm not finding it by just random luck. JavaScript character view of array buffer. I'm leading myself back to something I looked at before. Maybe this is the magic thing. It's just string from char code and then feed it the array. Is that what I need to do? So we get the UInt8 array, and then we say encoded view? Encoded? Call encoded view. So they talk about doing string from character code apply to a null because we don't need this, and then we give it the view. And what happens? So there's a view, and it broke. Maximum call stack size exceeded. Why? That's a strange error. Without encoding it? Well, I'm not even getting that far. It's breaking on that line. But let me see if I can do what you're saying. Try decoding the array buffer directly without encoding. See what it returns. Decode array, and then just not do this stuff for now. Wait, I don't want to get it. I want to look at it, so decoding. Oh, it didn't reload. Reload. Oh, not Zane's the man. Or the woman, probably a man. But he's the guy, he's the, what's the right pronoun? He's the god here. So why did that work? It's dangerous though, because this isn't UTF-8, it's raw bytes. So it's going to, yeah, see what it did? It's found a lot of invalid sequences. So we're almost there. You told me that 10 minutes ago? Yeah, but the problem is I don't want it to interpret the bytes as UTF-8 because it's not encoded. So I guess I'd need to encode it and then decode it. Oh, hold on. So this is almost there. It's just instead of the array, I want to encode it. And which I need the view out of it. But here's the type is... What happens if you make a string out of a array? I'm just curious. It just has object array buffer. Okay, that won't work. Yeah, so how do I encode the array? Because this didn't work. Yes, he didn't do the right thing. It only did 20 bytes of it. I think that's the stringified version of the array, so the encode doesn't work. Now see, the decoding is it's hard to show this. Go back, I guess. I mean, this almost works. The problem is when it decodes this, you can see if I hover over the decoding, I guess, somewhere here, it's, see all these question mark and the diamonds? Those are replacement characters because the decoder ran into a byte sequence that says that's not valid UTF-8. So it's basically going to corrupt the package. So it runs okay until it hits these, tries to interpret the bytes as UTF-8. So I need to get the bytes into UTF-8, then back out again, or not use the encoder decoder. Yeah, no problem. So close. It's like, here's what I want. I want to get a character array view, and then encode that, and then decode it back to a string, a raw character string. Maybe the problem is it doesn't think that that's a valid thing to do. So maybe this whole encoder decoder thing is just the wrong way to do it. By the way, why do I have another tab here? I don't know. What does string from character code expect? From char code. You sure the question mark symbol is actually corrupted? Well, it's a replacement character is what it is. If it was proper Unicode, you wouldn't see that. You would, well, actually, no, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I could see. We'll test that theory. So the theory is that I can just do this without the debugger, and I should see it. Well, I should actually go all the way to the server, right? Array. And then what if I just disable the hash check for now? So disable the hash check. Or just not return. Okay, so let's send in the package. Sitting there, right? Bogus hash code because we haven't gotten that far. So here's where I think that they are. I think it's corrupted, but maybe I'm wrong. So let's try uploading it. And we get back. It's kind of hard to see it there. So here it is. And the question is, are there replacement characters in there, or is it correct? Actually, it spit out the hash code, right? So I could check. I could compare and see. So OpenSSL SHA-256 on the package. BDOC 54B5. No, I don't think it worked. I think the characters got replaced. So I lost the hex. I wonder why the hex view keeps closing. Open hex dump. Yeah, see here they got this G, the G here got it's actually not a G. It's a C7, which is not a valid UTF-8. So we'll probably see it here. FDOE. I believe that's is that a replacement character? I'm not sure what it is. But yeah, it got corrupted. It was fine for a while. Yeah, that's the first. See, that's the first invalid UTF-8 sequence. I'm curious what FDOE means. So, I closed it, didn't I? History. Recently closed tabs. There we go. FDOE. So there's more. Wait a minute, why is this not working? FDOE. It's not valid. That's not even valid UTF-8. How would... Okay, is it because it got decoded, encoded, then decoded? What is the C7? What would the decoder say to the C7? Thanks for the follow, Lucas. Yeah, it's not valid. So it's... Where does it ever recover? Okay, there the 58 matches that 58. So these 3 bytes, C7OE-A3, got replaced by FD-OE-FD. Yeah, see there's FD a lot. I'm guessing that it's just getting really confused. Uninitialized space. I don't think it's valid Unicode. Anyway, I don't think it's working, so. Struggling. This is the day of struggling with JavaScript. So, if anybody happens to have any other ideas, actually, you guys have probably given me ideas and I just ignored them. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was looking up this from character code thing. See if I can understand what it does. I mean, it looks like it should work. I just have to give it an array. Oh, UTF-16 code points. Ah. Yeah, so what if I do this? And then that. Was that the problem all along? Was I just assumed it could take a uint8 array? And so it's going to basically get an array of 16-bit integers, view into that. No, actually, that's not going to be correct, is it? It's going to take every other character and glob them together, right? Well, let's see what it does. This says I have to multiply it by... Okay. Let's see what it does. Yeah, I got this to work earlier. It works if I can get the raw data in as a string. It does the proper encoding and everything. It's just the JavaScript side trying to get it into a string without corrupting it. That's the problem I'm running into. Let me try this. So we'll put a debugger here. And we'll just watch and see what it does. Okay, need a wider view. Too wide, I think. There we go. Yeah, see, it made it half as big. It's globbing every other character out of it, so that's not exactly what I want. And I don't know why we're getting that. Anyway. View bytes and then view words, maybe? Can I do this? Can I extend it? Maybe it's this the new. Oh no. I guess I don't. Hold on. Can this just take that? Ski had a command that told people the stream was restarted to get quality options. You don't think there's a way? Yeah, it's just like okay, it doesn't like view. Oh right, view words. Well, encoded. Not encoded view, it's let me think about this. That's the wrong name. What do I want for that name? This really should be the raw, this should be it. I shouldn't need to do this encoding stuff. So this should be the raw string. And let's just not do this. Well, what happens if I encode the raw string and then decode it back out? This will need to reload. All right, let's see what happens. Got the bytes. Oh, I think it actually worked. I got the words back out. How do I... Okay. Yeah, see, so it's working so far. Now what do I get for the string? I get a string with a space in it. That didn't quite work. I'm getting closer. If only that apply thing would work the way the other guy's code worked. So his was just apply it. And I tried that and it didn't work for some reason. Try again. Yeah, I get a maximum call stack size exceeded when I do that. Well, I'm not doing exactly what he's doing. He's doing the new right in there, so maybe I'm supposed to do that? I don't know. Just guessing now. We'll try to guess. No, still getting maximum call stack size. Why would I get a maximum call stack size exceeded from that? Is it just that the string is too big? So what if I just remove the debugger line and then just let's not do this part for now. Let's return the raw string. It's okay, it's just crashing even if I'm not in the debugger. It just doesn't like me doing that. Well, hold on. Is there a way I could do this differently? I don't know enough about JavaScript. This should just work, shouldn't it? It's literally the same thing he has, only maybe, yeah, I don't know. What happens if I do this syntax? It doesn't like that. You can pass Utf-8 to toString? I'm getting close to giving up for the day. And running away with my tail between my legs and coming back to this after doing some bit more research. This is just very strange. A range error. Like, what does this mean? Call stack size. Is this, oh, is it because I'm running out of, I'm using the stack instead of the heap? Yeah, I think I'm going to give up for now. Yeah, but what, why, how is it recursing? It shouldn't be recursing. What if you didn't use file reader read as array buffer? I mean, that's what I had before, which was working. I just do it read as byte string. But I was trying, but then I ran into the problem with the digest is also an array buffer. So I have to, I'm going to have to do it again, just slightly different to a hex string. So yeah, let me deal with this tomorrow. I'm hungry. I'm sorry, guys. Let's see who's streaming. It'll be one of the few times I've had to end the stream sort of not happy and not sort of stuck on a problem, but that's okay, it happens. I think we will go host Pocket Watch. Copy link location. Doing it in pairs of 2, not intentionally. So I'm going to go host or raid Pocket Watch. I guess host. Well, I'll go host Pocket Watch. He is, let's see, let me peek. He's working in a team of 2, I think, on a game called Bowhead. And he's, looks like he's just deep into the code working on an issue. So we'll go host him. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Sorry it was sort of a frustrating one. I will get past this JavaScript learning curve soon and continue work on the uploading new versions of my code to the server and getting it to upgrade itself. So anyway, let me get this set up to go. I'll do /host Pocket Watch and say goodbye. Before I do that. So trying to stick to the schedule, although I was late start today. So 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Pacific. In the meantime, there's a Discord. I try to post my plan there or a link to my plan in the announcement section, either the night before, trying to do it the night before nowadays. If not the night before, then the morning of. So I'll be back tomorrow morning, my time. And hope you guys enjoy Pocket Watch. I'll see you later.